Recruiting enthusiastic kids is harder than it's ever been. Because every kid watches TV and they watch the NBA or they watch Major League Baseball or they watch the NFL, whatever sport they watch, WNBA, it doesn't matter. And what they see is people just being really cool. So they think that's how they're going to act. And they haven't even figured out which foot to use as a pivot foot, and they're going to act like they're really good players. You see it all the time. You see it at every AAU tournament. You see it every high school game. So recruiting kids that are like really upbeat and loving life and love the game and have this tremendous appreciation for when their teammates do something well, that's hard. That's hard. It's really hard. So on our team, me, my coaching staff, we put a huge premium on body language. And if your body language is bad, you will never get in the game. Ever.
Psychologists tell us that 93% of all communication is nonverbal.
Walking in with a body language that I can't make a shot today, I can't believe this, and looking for, you have no toughness. You have no toughness. Tough player deals with what's there and responds to it. Body language screams. It screams for everybody to see. Head down, this. And in most cases, it's an immaturity thing, but the second part of it is a little lack of toughness, mental toughness, that I'm not getting broken down because I missed a couple shots, or I fumbled a ball, or I missed a free throw. I don't care. I'm tough. I didn't think I had to teach them this, but I pulled out the toughness sheet and we read what toughness is. And as I read them to them, are we that? No. Are we this? No. Are we that? No. Are we this, no. Do we talk? No. And so my point to them is how we think has to change if you want how you're playing to change, how you approach this stuff.
93% of all communication is nonverbal. So what that means is the majority of what you're communicating to other people ain't coming out your mouth. It's coming from your body language. So start to have an awareness of what your body language is communicating. For example, today in our gym session, when Coach Lindsay stepped out there at that point, and you could tell she's typical of most coaches. I was feeling the same way. When I saw the people kind of slouching and not really looking when Coach Tyler was talking and kind of tossing the ball around, the interpretation that a good coach makes when they see that is, again, that you're not paying attention, that you don't care, that you're sloppy, that you're not listening, that you're not a serious player, that I can't count on you, that you're not really taking this in, that you don't really want to get better. That's the interpretation that coaches make, just by the way you're holding yourself.
The big difference between a really good player and a great player is great players don't get tired. They just don't. And what makes them great is when the good players get tired, the great player kicks their ass. That's the difference. So every day you're working on that. Every day you're working on that. We can coach ball screens and passing into the post and cutting and playing defense. We're not here to coach your energy level and your effort. That's a given. You wouldn't be here if I had to coach that. That's what other coaches have to do. They have to coach energy. We don't. You all know that. You all know that. Okay? I don't care how good you are. If somebody says, well, you just benched Stewie for 35 minutes in the Memphis game a couple years ago. Yeah, I did. Oh, that was to motivate her for the South Carolina game the following Monday. No, it wasn't. Stewie was acting like a 12-year-old. So I put her on the bench and said, sit there. It doesn't matter on our team. But I'd rather lose than watch kids play the way some kids play. I'd rather lose. And they're allowed to get away with just whatever. And they're always thinking about themselves. Me, 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 me. I didn't score, so why should I be happy? I'm not getting enough minutes. Why should I be happy? That's the world that we live in today, unfortunately. When I look at my team, they know this. When I watch game film, I'm checking what's going on the bench. And if somebody's asleep over there, somebody doesn't care, somebody's not engaged in the game, they will never get in the game. Ever. And they know that. They know I'm not kidding.
So start to have an awareness that, number one, you're constantly communicating a lot to the people around you without even opening your mouth. And then start to have an awareness of what it is you're communicating with your body language. How are you sitting right now? Are you communicating, could my interpretation be that you don't really care, or you're tired, or this is really too much for you, or you don't really want to get better? Or are you engaged? Are you sitting up straight? Are you taking notes eagerly? Same thing on the court, just like Coach Lindsay said. How do you stand when a coach is talking? Are you kind of shuffling your feet and looking down at the ground, and maybe looking around in the gym, and maybe every time somebody comes in the door, you kind of look over there and see who it is? Or are you engaged with your coach? Are you leaning forward and being an active listener by nodding your head and sort of being more engaged than the average player? So your body language says a lot. And so see if you can set a goal to be the best communicator every time you step on the court, both verbally and non-verbally.